What's going on YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my journey on building two Skyline diffusers. So real quick explanation on what those are. Skyline is the design. Basically looks kind of like cityscape with a bunch of skyscrapers, if you will. And diffusion is one of two types of acoustic treatment. So we have absorption and diffusion. Absorption is all your foam panels and insulation that absorbs your sound and eliminates reflections. And diffusion is basically breaking up the sound and scattering it or spreading it out evenly so that your sound wave isn't totally lost and absorbed. It's not also harshly reflected like a flat, bare wall. So a good combination of diffusion and absorption is ideal for a good sounding room. So I vlogged the entire process. It definitely turned out to be a lot more work than I expected it to be, but it is definitely cheaper to build it yourself than to buy one pre-made. If you guys like music studio content, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, please enjoy the video. What's up guys? So we're gonna do a little bit like a vlog style video today, trying something new. And I'm gonna try to go build some Skyline diffusers today. So let's see how that goes. Alright guys, we just got to the studio here, so we're going to meet with Richie and we're going to go ahead and kind of plan out what we're going to do. We happen to have some random pieces of plywood here that we will probably be able to use. So this is what the studio looks like right now. We do have like a lot of paneling all over the walls. We plan to put basically some diffusers on the back wall, pretty much here and here. So Richie just woke up and he's out here ready to go. Let's plan this out. Okay, so the plan's pretty much finished. We're gonna make two 2x4 panels and try to hang them horizontally. Try to make them all one piece to try to make it easier to make sure we're on the studs. So I came back home to unload the plywood, get the tools ready, and then I'm gonna go to Home Depot. Alright, to the Home Depot I go. Okay, so the first Home Depot was a bust. They didn't have the wood I was looking for. So we're gonna have to go somewhere else. Alright, so after going to 3 Home Depots, we finally found the wood that we needed. Guess this whole pandemic thing's got a little wood shortage going on. So we got 9 of these 2x2 boards. Okay, so basically we're following this template that we got from this guy on Reddit. All those links are in the description. We're more or less following this. We're gonna make it our own. So like it has all the numbers laid out and the different lengths that we're going to do and how many pieces. This is just for one 2-foot by 2-foot square. So basically we're gonna have to quadruple all these numbers and use this to cut all the pieces. So Richie's marking them up and I'm gonna start cutting. Okay, so maybe like an hour into making a bunch of cuts and stuff, and we realized after Richie did some quick math calculations, we definitely do not have enough wood, like at all. So yeah, so far, if you want to take a look here, we're barely on this second. We need to still get 45 by 5/8 inch and 15. This is just for one 2x2, and we need to quadruple these measurements. So we barely have enough to even get here.
So we gotta have like 14 more boards of wood.
Yeah, so this was not made clear on the Reddit post we were following, so let it be made clear now.
Yeah.
So far we're about 45 bucks in on the wood and the glue that we bought today. So we're talking like maybe like another 45 bucks of wood. We'll have to pick that up tomorrow. We're still gonna cut what we have today and we'll keep going. All right, so I decided to go ahead and vaguely piece it together, and this is actually going to be the size of it. The important thing to note here is that these little blocks of wood are not actually 2 inches by 2 inches. They're actually like 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So following the template, which allows for 12 pieces that way, 24 pieces this way, it's actually going to be a lot smaller than we originally thought. So now it's actually about 18 inches that way and about 36 inches this way. I expected this to happen, but I didn't expect it to be, I don't know, that big of a difference. We're still going to need to go get more wood. All right, I've got Rich now. We're headed to the Home Depot. All right, so here we are back at it again. We got Rich back at his station marking up some more boards. My station out here to cut them. Then we can move on to sanding. But we're definitely gonna piece it together just to see what it looks like. I take it, yeah. Making a 2x4 into a 2x2. Because we came up short on wood by like 3 pieces. So for future reference, anyone trying to do this, I would recommend starting with the longest length. Cut those first, then the scraps, you can cut those down into the smaller lengths. So we ended up with some scraps that weren't kind of usable unless we like glued them together. You can't make the scraps longer, so you can only cut them shorter. It definitely is smaller than we wanted it to be originally. So we decided to go ahead and continue the sequence on the template. We're going to extend it out another 5 rows. And then over here, we're going to widen it up 2 rows. So it's going to be a little bit wider, a little bit longer. We have to do this for both of them. We need to go get 9 more of these stupid boards. We just never have enough. We keep adding on to it. We're making ourselves need more. We barely had enough today. We got 14 more today. So we're gonna get 9 more tomorrow and cut them up again. And then maybe start some sanding tomorrow. It's the beginning of day 3. We're starting in the morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go back to the studio to look at it all again and kind of plan it out one more time, and then go to the store for more wood. Look at this guy. This is why they call him the lumberjack slam.
My finishing move.
So we got some more scrap pieces of wood from Richie's house. We actually found 2 little pieces of 2x2. So that can only be helpful in the long run. Some extra pieces of plywood. This one's actually already cut to the width that we're going to need, so that's great. And then we'll go to the store for even more wood. We've got the wood. Time to get back to cutting. That's it for day 3 for now. We just cut up the rest of the wood. I cut the other pieces of plywood. This piece was our original intended size, and now we've cut 2 sheets of this size. 43.5 inches that way and 21 inches this way. So it is day 4 now. Austin has made an appearance to help us out. How you feeling, Austin? Are you wondering what the heck you got yourself into?
Pretty saucy.
So we are at sanding them all, which is, I calculated something around like 740 pieces, somewhere around there. Richie just showed up and he came through with the cranberry bliss bars and some carrot cake. We're just about done setting up here. 3 stations. Richie, you can do this one. Length 4. Sand into the bin. Austin will be here. Length 2, sand into the bin. I'll start with length 1 into the box. You know, whenever someone finishes, we'll help out the other person. We're getting the sandpaper ready. 100 grit. It took about 2 hours and we finished the sanding. Austin's just touching up the plywood just a little bit. So now we're gonna go back to the studio and hang the plywood on the wall, level it, find the studs, put it exactly where it's gonna be. Then we'll take it off the wall and start gluing. So we hung up the plywood after countless times of leveling and making sure where the studs were. Now we're gonna take these off the wall and we're gonna go ahead and start gluing. Bum, bum, bum. Austin's got this, the first piece glued. Got some on there, that's good. We don't want it to spill over. He's going for it, he's going for it.
Look at that form.
Bring it closer to the edge a little. All right, so I moved over to the shed. I'm on my own for now. Everyone left for work or other things. So I'm just gonna go a little bit more until the sun goes down. We've got about 5 rows into the sequence. So we're gonna do a little bit more. All right, guys, this is day 5. Starting around like 11 o'clock. A little bit of a rainy day today. We're gonna try to finish the gluing today, and then we're probably gonna like let the glue set overnight before we try hanging it. So we're back in the studio, we got Richie here, and we're gonna see about finishing up this gluing process. Wish us luck. So we have our first diffuser pretty much assembled here. You can see it. All these spots with the blue tape are the pieces that are basically covering the screw holes. So some of them we taped together, these ones are glued together, we marked them. So that's where our screw hole is. We're gonna leave those out so we can fit the drill in there, put it to the wall, and then glue some of them back in, or just put them back in. We'll figure it out when we get there. We finished the gluing. Time to let them dry, then try to hang it. These are monstrously heavy. We need a couple extra people to help hang it, and hopefully that goes well. For some reason, we ended up with 4 extra pieces. Have no idea how that happened. Whatever, we're exhausted. It's a lot of work. We're done for now. Welcome back to the studio. We've got the diffusers finished being built and we're gonna hang them up. But first we wanted to get a test of the room sound before they go up. All right, so the diffusers are up now. That was not easy. That was hard, even with 3 guys holding it. We had trouble still trying to find out where the studs were, so lining up those holes. Our first plan didn't really work, so we kind of just had to figure it out. They're not up there as exactly perfectly as we originally planned, but it's definitely close enough. You can't really tell. Now they're working on putting up the foam around the diffusers, and then we'll do another drum test. There you have it. It's all up now. Thanks to everyone's help. This was not easy. They were very heavy. And we rearranged the foam around it. Having something around the edges of the diffusers hides some of the not so straight plywood edges. So it's kind of like a built-in frame. So it looks good. And now we're gonna go ahead and do a drum test. Well, there you have it. Did you hear a difference? Because as of right now, we don't really hear a difference. That's okay though. I mean, they look great. And we're thinking potentially if we record the drum set in the center of the room, maybe there'd be a better position to hit the diffusers. We thought maybe we heard the cymbals sound a little livelier just by ear. The recording, we can't hear much of a difference. But there you go. Project diffuser completed.